Going on, guys? This is going to be part 2 of the first service tutorial on my 2017 FZ10. If you want to check out part 1, it's all the quick little initial inspections that we got going on that Yamaha recommends. That's going to be the link on the left. Part 3 is going to be drive chain adjustment. If you want to just check that out, go look there. Otherwise, sit back. This is going to be how to perform an oil change procedure on.
Alright guys, now we're at the point of doing our oil change and drive chain adjustment. So I'm going to split this up into two sections. There will have been the little links at the beginning to get to both chunks of this. Starting with the oil change, like always, real simple. You're just going to need a 6mm Allen, a oil filter spin-off wrench. In my case, I'm using the K&N replacement with the bolt head on the top of it, so a 17. Torque wrench, and of course your oil filter and oil of choice. And because of where things are placed, throw a small funnel in there as well. Alright. So, oh yeah, and a drip pan, of course. So, several rags are always advised. I always start by cracking loose the oil filter. And that's going to put hot oil right on my hot exhaust. Oh yeah, look at that. Obviously, things like that are going to need to get cleaned before we start the bike again. Make sure that the gasket goes with that. I have had it before where it'll stay on there, double gasket itself, and then end up spraying everywhere. And it's just not a fun time it's had by anybody. Then once you got that off, you need to get down really low, and I hope you guys can see that, but there's a little bolt right there that's a 6mm. That's going to be your oil drain plug. Sure, the washer comes with it. We will be reusing that. It is the thick solid aluminum one, so it will be able to be reused. Oh Jesus. Oh, you sure to not drop your drain plug in the hot oil like I just did, because I'm an idiot. The other thing is just make sure you get the drain bucket big enough. There's about 4 liters of oil in there, and we just want to make sure that your bucket is 4 liters. This is 5 quarts, which is just a little bit more. So alright, I'm gonna let that drain. When we come back, we'll be reinstalling and cleaning up. Alright guys, this is all nice and drained. So first thing you're going to want to do is install your oil filter. Just take a little bit of the oil dripping off from there, run it around the gasket, and make sure that this surface is clean. I think there's a little bit of gunk on there, so I'm just going to wipe it down, making sure it's all nice and pretty. Screw that guy on. Now this guy is going to 12 foot-pounds, which correlates to 17 Newton meters if you're doing this on an MT10. Like I said, 17mm for me. Depends on what you guys end up using. There's our click. Now for the drain bolt, that's going to be 17 foot-pounds or 23 Newton meters. So 15, 16, 17 foot-pounds. Swap that over to my 6mm Allen. Grab our drain bolt, give it a quick clean. Just make sure there's none of the old junk on there. And that's going to be ready to install. Low. Make sure it gets started and make sure you do not drop it in your drain bucket. Again, like I did. Like I said, it's going to get torqued to 17 foot-pounds or 23 Newton meters. There we go. Neither one of those is very much torque, but it's enough to hold it in there. And like I said earlier, we got oil all over our exhaust, so just gonna spray that down, get that nice and clean. Honestly, kill off my can of brake clean because it's almost dead anyway. Just give it a wipe down. And they do sell, and I think I'm gonna pick one up for doing this from now on, because on the R3 it wasn't really a problem. There was no exhaust underneath it. For this, with exhaust underneath it, obviously it's a problem. They sell as like a flexible funnel, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick one of those up to get this done next time. Basically, it'll just fold under here, and then I can guide the oil wherever I want. So, I think I'm gonna do that for next time. Meantime, I'm going to swap around to the other side and we'll fill the oil. Alright guys, so now we're ready to fill our now empty engine. You get side of your engine. Right here is going to be your clutch cover, and on there is going to be your oil fill plug. Take that off, set it aside, insert your funnel. I got a little bit of crap on the edge of mine. Insert your funnel. I went with Motul 300V 10W40. Now for this bike you can either use 1040 or I believe 1550 for my temperature range that I'm going to be riding and whatnot. The 1040 was a better choice. So this takes, Yamaha says it takes 14.1 liters. Sorry, 4.1 liters. And this is 4 liters. With the R3 it said it took 2.1. I put 2 in it and it was perfect. So I'm going to start with 4. If it needs that 0.1, I'll add it. But I'm fairly confident that we're going to be okay with just the 4.
Six and a half hours later.
So I got new oil in there, new filter on, drain plug torqued, filter torqued, and the fill cap installed tightly. Just checked my oil level. That's going to be right here. So we have good oil level. Everything's in, everything's on. We're ready to start the bike and make sure we got pressure. There's no reason that we really shouldn't, but it could take a minute because we do have a dry filter. There we go. Lights out. Still love that sound. Alright, and that is going to conclude the part of this for the oil change.